So you may remember from the last time we were here, this place has a nice little lodge lounge area upstairs. Me and Curt are headed up there to do a little lounging. Right, Curt? We're getting our relaxation on, guys.
You may not believe.
It's a nice little place to do that. So let's head up to the lounge.
All right, guys, look at this. Delicious local caught trout, which is a big thing up here because of the cold water. It's supposed to be tasty. This is the first time I had it. I have some mixed vegetables with a little garlic sauce and a little pesto pasta. I'm excited. What you doing?
A little bit of a splurge. I'm getting some pesto pasta because I love it. Sprinkled a little bit of Parmesan cheese on it. It's not on the diet, but I'm gonna eat a little bit of it anyway. We took such amazing advantage of this lounge area to get caught up and edited and uploaded and keyworded and scheduled on our videos. This nice big comfy couch. It was a good work day, guys, but now back to the van. I am fixing to do something crazy. I bought hair cutting scissors and a comb, and I'm fixing to give myself a haircut. We'll see how it goes. I watched a YouTube video on how to do this. I have no idea if it's going to work, but from what I read, that since I have curly hair, as long as I don't go too straight, it shouldn't be the end of the world. So, alright, fixing to cut my own hair. It's kind of terrifying. Yeah, you pull it out straight, and you don't hold it tight, and you snip the ends like that instead of just cutting like that. And then you do the next section. I don't know. And
So
then the last section, then you comb it. And the last section, you're supposed to do like a slide type thing, but I don't know how to do that, so we're just gonna keep doing this. But you get a little longer as you go down.
So you guys can probably tell from my head that I cut my own hair. I've been doing that for I don't know how long, forever. But this, I think, is the first time I've ever seen Snow cut her own hair.
I don't know how it's going, but
I'm sure you guys will find out.
There's no bumps yet.
Yeah, say hi.
At nighttime? Yeah, they were. They were on that. They had even some of the smaller beaches. They had people at the entrances to it. They were serious about it there.
Is that the Pacific side?
Mm-hmm. Southern.
In Oaxaca, the state of Oaxaca.
Oh, that was Mexico.
And they had put up plywood
Pero si mandaste a
on all the
servir,
windows.
No, yo no mandé
of the
ese video.
supermarket. And this was all over the
él
country.
terminó, ¿ves?
They were putting up plywood
Curt.
Because they didn't want to lose. Oh, thank
They
you.
were expecting perhaps looting. And
Yeah. At least they prepared.
Yeah. So for those of you who've been following along the journey, we're so happy you guys stick around. Watching our videos is what makes this video possible. So thank you for watching them. But if you guys have been following, you know it's rare that we come back to the same spot twice. But here we are in Cerro Punto, back at this same resort, and I gotta tell you, I am super excited that we came back here. The people, Carlos, the owner's daughter, Kathy, all the staff who works here are absolutely amazing. I just carried the laundry up there to get done, but Carlos is fixing to take us up to a beautiful place where we can go for a nice hike. but I told him Snow would not be going. She wasn't able to sleep last night. So he picked and brought her some chamomile for her to make some tea. So there's herbs and vegetables and all kinds of cool stuff all over here. So hopefully we'll get some chamomile tea in Snow and she'll be able to get some good rest. And but meanwhile, we're gonna go for a hike.
So I mean, I think people want to hear that, you know, because like it was like the first 3 months where I was like, maybe it was a terrible decision to quit my comfortable job and move out to the middle of the jungle.
So, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think people want it because it sounds so romantic.
So what are you guys doing exactly? Can you describe that like in a minute?
Yes, so we're doing sustainable tourism in Kambutal. Kambutal is a really beautiful area. It's one of the last spots on the road going towards Parque Nacional Cerro Olla, which is one of the least visited parks in Panama.
On the Azuero Peninsula of Panama.
So there's waterfalls, there's a ton of wildlife. It's a really unique environment called a tropical dry forest. There's not very many of them. And so our whole idea is to be able to share nature with people, but also do it in a way that brings up the community around us. So we want to be part of the community. We want to do initiatives with training people and guides and just supporting local tourism, community-based tourism. So that's kind of the idea.
So now are you guys gonna like build your, I mean, I know you're renting right now. Are you guys gonna build your like own off-grid homestead?
Yeah,
That's the idea.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. Build a homestead. We bought, what it would be, a couple acres?
1.4 hectares, or 2 hectares.
2.4 hectares, which is, I don't know how many acres.
It's like double, so
But-
almost 5 acres.
Okay, wow, that's a nice sized property.
Yeah, and in Kambutal, and so we're trying to make plans now of, you know, figuring out how to build a little off-grid home and start a farm, and you know, we're renting now, and we have a little bit of, like, you know, we got chickens the other day.
I always wanted chickens. We lived in like downtown Orlando and Snow said, no way I could get chickens. I've always been banned from getting chickens.
Yeah.
So how old are you guys, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 36, and
I'm 30.
36 and 30. So we got a cougar here living in the jungles of Panama. And well, that's courageous though. That really is. I think there's a lot of people, like you said, who think about it, who want to do it.
yeah, I mean, we were living I was living in Panama City for the last 15 years. I was a sustainability director in a big nonprofit down there.
Yeah.
And we lived in the historic district of Panama. We had a really cute little apartment and, you know, comfortable job. And one day it was just like, you know what? We're not happy. The city life is not what we want to do. And the pandemic kind of helped us. It just like was that little push that we needed to say, you know,
Yeah.
let's just do it. Because there's always like 1 year, like, okay, well, next year we'll save enough money and then we'll do it. And the next year we'll save enough money and then we'll do it. And it's just like this perpetual, like, putting it off until this perfect moment that doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist.
You know, and so
It doesn't exist.
The pandemic kind of like helped us, and we're like, all right, let's just do it. And I quit in October. It was doing a startup with medicinal marijuana that didn't really work out because Panama's kind of backwards in that whole thing. But anyway, they're still trying to fight that. But it was a perfect moment for him to do the startup with Azuero Adventures, and I
Awesome.
started working in a hotel to kind of pay the bills.
So how long have you guys been chasing this dream?
Well, officially, like a year.
And change.
So it's been a year since you jumped off the cliff.
Yeah.
I jumped off the cliff in October. I quit my job in October.
So, okay.
Yeah, but we'd been living in Kambutal for probably a year because we were allowed to remote work.
Have you ever had any moments of regret?
Yes.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
okay.
not regret. No. It was like moments of questioning.
Yeah.
Like the first 3 months, where I was like having serious anxiety about, you know, like money and like what do we do?
Yeah.
And, you know, because we're not independently wealthy. It's not like something that,
Yeah.
you know, so. And Brian is really positive all the time, so that really helped me out. He was like,
That
"You
is
know,
important.
we can go back if you want." And I was like, "No, I don't want to go. You know, I don't want to go back. It's just I need a minute to."
Yeah.
I was, you know,
It can be overwhelming. It really, really can. Yeah.
And it was tricky too because in Panama the closures were really serious. I mean, in Panama there was no movements. I don't know if you guys know about this, but it was basically Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday was men's day, and Monday, Wednesday, Friday was women's days. You could only go 2 hours based on the number of your
Shopping.
ID,
Yeah,
shopping
shopping
for
and stuff.
supplies, and you
During the
couldn't go
pandemic,
between
yeah.
provinces.
Yeah.
And so the nearest town is 30 minutes away. So for us to get just the basics, you know, we were just pushing the envelope on the time limits. And so in the end, we're going, well, how are we going to get food?
Yeah.
And then, you know, the community there was so tight knit that someone, you know, would kill a pig and say, hey, I have fresh pork, do you want pork? Or
Yeah.
someone would come with a truck of tuna and say, hey, you guys want tuna and fresh eggs and vegetables.
I have been blown away by the people of Panama. And in fairness, it's not just Panama.
Yeah.
It's the whole journey, really, to be honest with you. But the people of Panama have offered help, and I mean, like numerous people, like almost everybody I meet. It's like, what do you need? I can help you. You know, it's it's been really cool.
Oh, here you'll be talking to someone in the street, and the next thing you know, you're having lunch in their house.
All right, the adventure is about to begin. We're going up in a Land Cruiser 4x4. Pretty stoked. So here we go. This looks like a new plot that's been deforested too. And so they run the pipes up there, and they probably have some water up top, and that pressurizes the line so they can spray all the chemicals. All right, Carlos just locked in the hubs. We're going 4-wheel drive. I think this road's fixing to get serious. It's already been a bumpy road, not too bad, but it looks like there's a little water up here. There's a light mist coming down, so this could be interesting.
That's Felix's house right behind us.
Oh, great.
Do you want any more cats?
No, I don't. We got all we can take. We got the perfect amount.
And now notice the difference. As soon as we come into our friend Coffee Lanky's Lounge, you notice the difference.
Yeah, for sure. It's thicker.
And he owns that house, and he's selling it for about, I think he wants about $350 or $400 with about 4 hectares of land. And he owns most of the land we're going to be on here. And he lives in Colorado, environmentalist since 1971.
So will the local government not let you fix these roads yourselves?
Oh, we can fix it. You know, we're the only ones to fix it.
Oh, okay.
So you just notice the difference. Immediately you get water. And
We're on a river crossing, guys.
the temperature, you can even feel it if you
Yeah.
feel it.
Definitely not getting the van up here. Definitely not getting the van up here. So we're about 10 minutes up here, and you can see immediately the fauna has changed significantly. We're kind of in the thick of the jungle. We've already had a couple river crossings. Carlos has, we see we're already entering the cabanas. Cabana 6, Cabana 2 here. And, but we're going to continue on up. Look at the nice cabins.
That's cabin 2.
Wow. Now what do you get for a night, or you do that for a week?
200.
200 a night.
200 a night and low season.
For the whole house.
For the whole house.
Wow.
6 people can sleep there, you know, comfortably.
Easy, yeah. It's a huge house.
And it has 3 bathrooms.
3 bathrooms, $200 a night. I see a big barbecue grill there. This is a big stainless steel barbecue grill back here. And so this would be your view right here as you walk out back. Look at this. All right, this is Anna. She's giving a tour. So this is a little smaller place, right? Oh, look at the big wood burning fireplace over here in the corner. I love that. Full kitchen, 6-burner gas grill with oven, microwave, toaster oven, coffee pot, refrigerator. Oh, look at this. I think this is a little air conditioner in here. Couple beds in this room. And then we have a little sitting area and the bathroom right here. So I know the big, huge house was 200, so I would imagine this one is quite a bit less. But nonetheless, a little piece of serenity right here in the middle of the jungle. And no one's gonna come and mess with you up here. All right, guys, 3rd river crossing right here. Stopped right in the river. Carlos knows no fear. But we picked up a couple of new hitchhikers along the way. So in the back you can see Brian, and I'm not going to say her name right because I want to say Alyssa, but it's Alessa. So you guys, okay.
The only woman that will pay attention to me, Alessa.
So I just learned from Brian we're up in Lamistad National Park. International Park.
Shared between Costa Rica and Panama.
And it's one of the largest international parks in Central America. So as you guys know, the coronavirus has affected everything and a lot of things are shut down and some things aren't as well maintained as normal. And this is an example. It's a giant pool that's fed by the water up here in the river, and so when this thing is up and running, this will be a nice natural pool opened up right here for swimming. Beautiful. Oh, and yet another one right here. So we made it up to the end of the road, and there's still some cabins up this way, but we have our first river crossing on water. But look here, we have this nice bridge, so that makes it a lot easier. But a beautiful stream coming down through here, big giant ferns and the mossy cloud forest and all the big leaves on the plants. And so we made it up to another cabin. This thing again is pretty giant. Oh, look at this. How beautiful is this place, guys? Nice little cabin. Look at that. And of course, what would a cabin in the jungle be without an awesome vista? And look at this right outside your front porch. So I think this is the most remote cabin. Like I said, we had to walk up a fairly decent trail to get here, not too far. But again, 6-burner stove, refrigerator, all that. And look at this little bedroom right here. It's fully surrounded by windows. Oh, so nice. And then another one of these beautiful wood-burning stoves. All sorts of windows with views, a little sink there. I'm guessing this is a little bathroom. So, nice little bathroom. And then there's a little stairwell here. So you know me, if I see something like stairs or anything, I gotta go up and check it out. And up here, look at here, we have 2 more beds. So definitely we'll comfortably sleep 6. Surrounded by windows with views into the jungle. there's a little office, and I was talking to Carlos, and he has it set up where you can get Wi-Fi up here. So for all you digital nomads or people who travel and work where you are, you can definitely do that here. And yet another bedroom. So it looks like this will sleep 7 or 8 quite comfortably. And again, the views from every place are stunning. And oh, there's another cabin right over there behind us. So the forest in front of us there is a secondary forest, and that at one point in time back in the 70s was pasture land, and so all that's kind of grown up since then.
Down there was pasture. Up there,
All that
it was agriculture up to about 12 years ago.
agriculture up to about 12 years ago, and then over to the left there you can see the primary forest. So you can see it's a little bit taller, a little bit more lush, bigger trees, but it's good to see the mountain making a comeback. Always love to see that. All right, our first river crossing on foot. For the guys in boots, it's no big deal. Merely a leap. All right, guys, we're on this trail, and it's a beautiful cloud forest. Not so different than many I've showed you guys, but it's certainly a nice and relaxing day. The trails actually was a rocky road up till now. It's starting to get a bit muddy, so and now I gotta climb under this big tree. Ugh. Limbo, limbo. If you can see this right here, this tree is freshly uprooted. That dirt is fresh. Some of the limbs are falling. This is a giant tree. I don't know if you can see the path that is taken out. Brian's up on the tree. But look at that thing. Wow. Pretty crazy. Giant tree. So we've been climbing pretty steadily. It's actually a pretty muddy trail, but it's a pretty trail, as you guys can see. And there's supposed to be a cascada at the end, and I hear some roaring water. But this is definitely a cool little area. You can see the mossy rocks. They're slippery, but at least they're not in the mud. And definitely think we're getting up here real close to the waterfall. See an opening. The water's getting louder, and there it is. Welcome to Panama, guys.
All right, you guys can see Brian, he basically slid down that thing on his butt. That's what I'm gonna have to do to get down there. But what a beautiful place up in the cloud forest. This nice little cascada. I popped the drone up and it just keeps going on. Oh, nature delivers again.
There are trails here. You cut all the trails.
No, there wasn't even a road. I mean, the road we came with the car, it was just an open pasture.
Oh, so it was open pasture, so there wasn't even no forest.
You could walk, I guess, on a little path or something, but there wasn't a road. And
So
then,
all this
and then
cliff-
this here, they're going up to come here, and to come here from the river, we had to make that, cut out the mountain on the side to get up here. It gets kind of slimy.
Yeah, it's just so moist and damp up here. Wow, what a great day. So Carlos brought me up here, 4x4. You guys saw that. And we kind of got to see some of the history of this place. And it goes way on back. And it's just amazing to see what they've done with this little place up here in the cloud forest. Beautiful views, as you guys have seen. Fortunately, the weather cleared just long enough for us to pop the drone up, so we'll show you some of that. But just a knowledgeable guy. And we also enjoyed the hike with Brian and Alyssa, and you just learned so much about Panama and the history. And I will tell you one thing, we have not found better people in the world than we have right here in Panama. All right, guys, so if you remember, we came through this area and I showed you some empty pools. And I thought the pools were really nice, natural pools, but they were empty. And they opened the gate to the water since we left, and the pools are now full. So I just learned that these are actually not swimming ponds, but they're actually trout ponds. And so they'll bring little fry, little baby trout up here, and they have a smaller tank up there where I keep them. But they actually get some pretty large trout in here, and just another unique thing in the forest. Hola. You're gonna put him in that little pouch. Ah, you're so cute. Oh, hi. Ah, it smells like coffee in here. I love it.
Would you like to take a bath? We have coffee for sale.
We have what?
Our coffee.
Okay, everyone, it's time to pay the bill. We've been here for a week. We've eaten a few meals. Snow's got a massage, and we had hot tub, and the grand total is $175.36. So there you go. You would like to what?
Own a van in the future.
Really?
Build my own van.
You build it yourself. And where would you go? Would you just travel in Panama? Would you travel Central America?
First Panama, because I clearly haven't traveled enough.
When you travel full-time, probably any kind of full-time travel, but van life full-time travel for sure, sometimes you just gotta slow down and relax. And that is what we did here. This little lodge up in the highlands of northern Panama has been an amazing place to slow down, recharge our batteries. Curt got in some great hikes, birds everywhere, the people incredibly kind, good food, just a really, really nice place. So, if you're coming to Panama, we think you should definitely put this place on your list. The nature, the relaxation, the kind people, the fun little town. We will put a link in the description of this video so you can check out their website and their Instagram page. But all relaxing good things must come to an end. So,
moving day.
it is moving day. Vanna is on the dash. We're gonna bring this video to an end, and we will see you guys in a few days. Cheers. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you guys know when we put out new videos. And Don't forget, you can always follow us over on Instagram to see what's going on in between videos. Cheers, guys!